Virgo, I need you to sit down because what I'm about to tell you is going to change your entire writing career. Your book deal is getting signed before August 15th, and I have the proof right here in these cards. But here's the thing that's going to shock you. Everyone thinks you need to write perfect prose to get published, but actually your book deal is coming because of your authenticity, not your perfection. Listen to me carefully. I just pulled the Fool as your first card, and my hands are literally trembling because this card never appears for established writers. Never. The Fool represents new beginnings, taking leaps of faith and trusting the process even when you can't see the whole staircase. But for your book deal, it means something completely different and totally unexpected. The energy around you right now is so intense, I had to step away from the cards for a moment. I'm getting flooded with messages from writers who felt this shift 3 days ago. Sarah messaged me yesterday crying because she thought her manuscript wasn't good enough, wasn't commercial enough, wasn't anything enough. Today she got a call from an editor who wants to fast-track her book because of its raw honesty. That's the exact energy I'm seeing for you. Your book deal isn't coming through traditional channels, Virgo. It's not coming because you followed all the rules, submitted to the right agents, or networked at the perfect conferences. It's coming because someone is going to stumble across your work and immediately recognize that you have something the market desperately needs right now. Authentic voice, real perspective, truth that cuts through all the noise. The Fool card is numbered 0, and I want you to remember that number because it's going to be significant in your publishing journey. Maybe your advance has zeros that will surprise you. Maybe your book comes out on a date with 0 in it. Maybe you get the call on the 10th, 20th, or 30th. But 0 represents infinite potential, and that's exactly what your writing career has right now. Here's what I love about the Fool appearing for your book deal. This card represents someone who doesn't know enough to be afraid. While other writers are paralyzed by rejection letters and industry standards, you're about to take a leap that seems crazy to everyone else, but makes perfect sense to you. Maybe you're submitting to a publisher you never considered. Maybe you're pitching a book idea that doesn't fit any category. Maybe you're sharing your work in a place where publishing professionals wouldn't normally look. But the Fool is protected by divine timing and beginner's luck. This card is telling me that your inexperience in the publishing world is actually your superpower. You're not going to approach this the way everyone else does, and that fresh approach is what's going to get you noticed. I'm seeing you at your computer, maybe late at night, and you're about to hit send on something, an email, a submission, a post. You hesitate for just a moment, thinking maybe you should wait, maybe you should revise one more time, maybe you should ask someone else's opinion. But then you remember this reading. You remember the Fool's message and you hit send anyway. That moment of trusting your instincts instead of your fears, that's when everything changes. The second card is making me emotional, and I don't even fully understand why yet. The High Priestess just appeared, and oh my God, this is not what I expected to see for a book deal reading. The High Priestess represents intuition, hidden knowledge, and trusting your inner wisdom. But in the context of your publishing success, she's revealing something absolutely beautiful about your writing process. Your book isn't just going to get published, Virgo, it's going to start a conversation. The High Priestess represents wisdom that comes from within, not from external sources. And your book deal is happening because what you have to say can't be learned in writing workshops or found in other books. It comes from your lived experience, your unique perspective, your ability to see patterns and truths that other people miss. I'm getting a vision of you writing, and you're not looking at notes or research or outlines. You're writing from a place so deep within yourself that the words are flowing like they're coming through you, not from you. The High Priestess is telling me that your book is channeled wisdom disguised as entertainment, practical advice, or storytelling. The High Priestess also represents the feminine principle of receiving rather than forcing. Your book deal isn't going to come from aggressive marketing or desperate pitching. It's going to come from a place of magnetic attraction. You're going to write something so authentic, so true, so needed that the right people are going to be drawn to it like metal to a magnet. Here's something beautiful I'm seeing about the High Priestess in your reading. This card often appears when someone is about to become a teacher or guide for others. Your book isn't just going to entertain or inform, it's going to help people access their own inner wisdom. Readers are going to finish your book feeling more connected to themselves, more trusting of their own intuition, more confident in their own voice. The High Priestess is numbered 2, and that's another significant number for your publishing journey. Maybe your book deal involves a 2-book contract. Maybe it takes 2 weeks from submission to acceptance. Maybe your advance has a 2 in a significant position. But 2 represents partnership, and I'm seeing that your relationship with your publisher is going to be more collaborative and supportive than you ever imagined possible. What makes me emotional about this card is that it represents the moment when you stop writing what you think people want to read and start writing what you need to say. The High Priestess doesn't perform for others. She speaks her truth, whether people are ready to hear it or not. And paradoxically, that's exactly what makes her impossible to ignore. The third card literally took my breath away. The 6 of Pentacles just appeared, and this is money energy in the most unexpected way. Everyone would expect to see traditional wealth cards for a book deal, but the 6 of Pentacles is telling a much more interesting story about your publishing success. This card represents giving and receiving in perfect balance. Your book deal isn't just about you getting paid for your work. It's about you giving something valuable to the world and receiving abundance in return. But here's what's unexpected about this card in your reading. The abundance isn't just financial. I'm seeing your book launch, and there are people in the audience who are crying. Not because the book is sad, but because they finally feel seen, understood, heard. The 6 of Pentacles is showing me that your financial success comes from emotional generosity. You're going to share something in your book that most people keep private, and that vulnerability is going to create a connection with readers that translates into sales. The 6 of Pentacles also represents mentorship and guidance. Your book is going to position you as someone who has walked a difficult path and come out the other side with wisdom to share. Publishers love books that can help people, and your personal experience is going to be packaged in a way that provides genuine value to readers. But here's where it gets really interesting. The 6 of Pentacles often shows up when someone is about to become a bridge between 2 worlds. Maybe you're writing about something technical in an accessible way. Maybe you're taking spiritual concepts and making them practical. Maybe you're translating your professional expertise into language that everyday people can understand and use. I'm getting a strong vision of you at a book signing, and there's a line of people waiting to talk to you. But they're not just getting books signed. They're sharing their stories, thanking you for your words, telling you how your book helped them make a difficult decision or find the courage to change their life. The 6 of Pentacles is showing me that your book creates a community of people who support each other because of what you shared. The 6 of Pentacles is also about timing and fairness. Your book deal is coming now because you've paid your dues, you've learned your lessons, you've developed your voice. You're not getting published too early when you wouldn't have been ready for the responsibility, and you're not getting published too late when the market might have moved on. The timing is perfect, and the terms are going to be more generous than you expected. This card is numbered 6, and I'm seeing that number show up in your publishing timeline. Maybe you get the call on the 6th. Maybe your book comes out in the 6th month. Maybe it takes 6 days between your final submission and acceptance. But 6 represents harmony and balance, and that's the energy surrounding your entire book deal process. The 4th card is stopping me in my tracks because this is the most unexpected card I could have pulled for a writing career. The Knight of Wands just galloped into your reading, and this represents action, movement, and fearless pursuit of goals. But for your book deal, it means something completely different from what anyone would expect. The Knight of Wands doesn't plan. He doesn't overthink. He doesn't second-guess himself into paralysis. He sees what he wants, and he goes after it with complete confidence. And that's exactly the energy that's going to get your book deal signed before August 15th. I'm seeing you making a decision about your book that seems impulsive to everyone else, but feels perfectly right to you. Maybe you're changing your entire marketing strategy. Maybe you're submitting to a publisher you never considered before. Maybe you're rewriting your query letter in a completely different voice. Whatever it is, it's going to happen fast and it's going to work. The Knight of Wands represents the fire element, which is all about inspiration, creativity, and passionate action. Your book deal is coming through a burst of inspired action that surprises even you. I'm seeing you waking up one morning with a completely clear vision of what you need to do, and by the end of that day, the wheels are already in motion. But here's what I love about the Knight of Wands in your reading. This card represents someone who inspires others to take action too. Your book isn't just going to be well written, it's going to be motivating. Readers are going to finish your book feeling energized, excited, ready to make changes in their own lives. Publishers can sense that kind of energy, and they know it translates to sales. The Knight of Wands is also about breaking conventional rules. While other writers are following the traditional submission process, you're going to do something different. Maybe you're self-publishing first to build buzz. Maybe you're using social media in an unexpected way. Maybe you're approaching the whole process from an angle that publishing professionals haven't seen before. I'm getting a vision of a conversation that happens very quickly. Someone mentions your book. Someone else immediately wants to know more. Contacts are shared, calls are made, and suddenly you're in a room with people who can make your publishing dreams come true. The Knight of Wands moves fast, and your book deal is going to happen faster than you ever imagined possible. The Knight of Wands can also represent travel, and I'm seeing that your book deal involves some kind of movement. Maybe you're traveling to meet with publishers. Maybe your book is set in multiple locations. Maybe the deal comes through when you're away from home, out of your usual environment, free from your normal limitations and fears. What makes this card perfect for your reading is that knights are action-oriented, and action is exactly what your writing career needs right now. You've done the thinking, the planning, the preparing. Now it's time to move, and the Knight of Wands is giving you permission to trust your instincts and go for it. Oh my God. The fifth card is giving me actual chills, and I need you to understand why. Justice just appeared, and this is about fairness, balance, and getting exactly what you deserve. But in the context of your book deal, justice represents something so much more powerful than just a fair contract. Justice is about truth being revealed and recognized. Your book deal is happening because someone in the publishing world is finally going to see your work for what it really is. Not what genre it fits into, not how it compares to other books, not whether it follows current trends. They're going to see the truth of your voice, the value of your perspective, the quality of your work, and they're going to want to bring it to the world. I'm seeing a moment when someone reads your manuscript and immediately knows they want to publish it. There's no deliberation, no committee meetings, no back and forth about changes. They see the truth of what you've created, and they recognize it instantly. Justice represents that moment of clear seeing, when all the superficial considerations fall away and what remains is pure recognition of value. Justice is also about karma and things coming full circle. Every rejection you've received, every time someone didn't understand your work, every moment you doubted whether you had something worth sharing, it was all leading to this moment when the right person recognizes exactly what you have to offer. The Justice card is numbered 11, and that's a master number in numerology. It represents intuition, inspiration, and spiritual insight. Your book deal is happening on a higher level than just business. It's happening because your work serves a purpose beyond entertainment or even education. It's meant to help people, to change perspectives, to contribute something meaningful to the world. I'm getting a strong sense that your book deal comes with unusual terms that work perfectly in your favor. Maybe you get to keep more creative control than typical first-time authors. Maybe your advance is higher than expected. Maybe your publisher offers marketing support that goes beyond what they usually provide. Justice ensures that the agreement is not just legally fair, but energetically balanced. Justice also represents the legal aspect of publishing, and I'm seeing that your contract negotiations go smoothly and quickly. There are no major disputes, no lengthy back and forth, no stressful moments where you worry the deal might fall through. Everything proceeds with clarity and mutual respect. But here's what makes me emotional about justice in your reading. This card represents divine timing and divine order. Your book deal isn't just happening because you worked hard or got lucky. It's happening because there are people who need to read what you've written, and the universe is conspiring to make sure your words reach them at exactly the right time. Justice holds scales, and those scales are perfectly balanced in your favor. Your talent, your timing, your message, your audience, it's all coming together in perfect harmony. The Justice card is telling me that your book deal is not just probable, it's inevitable. The sixth and final card is making me want to cry happy tears. The Ten of Cups just appeared, and this represents emotional fulfillment, joy, and dreams coming true. But for your book deal, it represents something even more beautiful than just professional success. The Ten of Cups is about finding your tribe, your people, your audience. Your book isn't just going to be published. It's going to find its way to the readers who need it most, and it's going to create connections and conversations that go far beyond the book itself. I'm seeing your book release day, and you're surrounded by people who love and support you. But more than that, you're hearing from readers who found exactly what they needed in your words. The Ten of Cups represents the emotional satisfaction of knowing that your work matters, that it makes a difference, that it contributes something positive to the world. The Ten of Cups also represents completion and fulfillment. This book deal isn't just the beginning of your publishing career, it's the completion of a long journey of developing your voice, finding your message, and learning to trust your creative instincts. You're going to feel a sense of wholeness and achievement that goes deeper than just professional success. This card is numbered 10, which represents completion and new beginnings. Your book deal completes one phase of your writing journey and begins another. After this book is published, you're going to have opportunities and possibilities that you can't even imagine right now. The Ten of Cups is a water card, which represents emotions and intuition. Your book deal success comes from trusting your emotional truth and sharing it authentically. Publishers and readers are drawn to authenticity, and you have that in abundance. I'm getting a vision of you holding your published book for the first time, and the emotion you feel is pure joy. Not relief that it's finally done, not anxiety about how it will be received, but genuine happiness and pride in what you've created. The Ten of Cups promises that your book deal brings you exactly the kind of fulfillment you've been dreaming of. But here's the most beautiful part of the Ten of Cups in your reading. This card represents legacy and lasting impact. Your book isn't going to be a flash in the pan or a one-time success. It's going to have staying power. People are going to be reading it, recommending it, and being influenced by it for years to come. The Ten of Cups also represents family and community, and I'm seeing that your book creates a sense of family among your readers. They're going to find each other through your work, support each other, and create ongoing connections that extend far beyond the book itself. Your book deal is already in motion, Virgo. The energy is building, the connections are forming, the opportunities are aligning. All you have to do is stay open to receiving what's coming and trust that your authentic voice is exactly what the world needs right now. I had to turn off personal reading bookings yesterday because the energy around publishing success has been so intense. Writers everywhere are feeling this shift, and you're at the center of it. The timeline is clear. Before August 15th, you're going to have the conversation, sign the papers, or get the confirmation that your book is going to be published. The cards don't lie, and they're showing me celebration, success, and the beginning of a beautiful relationship between you and your readers. Your book deal isn't just about getting published. It's about stepping into your role as a voice that matters, a perspective that's needed, a writer who makes a difference. The publishing world is ready for what you have to say, and they're going to recognize it the moment they encounter your work. Subscribe now Your writing career depends on it. The comments are going crazy with writers sharing their breakthrough moments, and I know you're going to be sharing yours very soon. August 15th is your deadline, but I have a feeling it's going to happen much sooner than that. If you want more of this energy, you know where to find me.